Hey everybody, are you flying solo for Thanksgiving? Well, here is what I'm doing. I'm just gonna use a chicken because it's too much food. So, we're a little midway. So what I did, I brined a chicken last night, which is basically water, salt, pepper, vinegar, a little bit of sugar, you name it. Just let it marinate. Makes it super tender and juicy. So I'm just take the skin off of this apple. It's a Granny Smith, but you can use whatever you want, really. The world is your oyster. A little sweetness. I don't have access to cranberries, so I'm just gonna chop this stuff up and mix it with the rest. It calls for, I don't know, this is AI, so I just kind of do my own thing. But I don't have day old bread. So I'll show you here in a second once I dice these little guys up. Here. I think chicken's a good alternative. I've also done like the Cornish hens. I've done those. This year I wanted to make sure I had a stuffing, but I did have to create some solutions for that, and I didn't get to make them. I typically eyeball everything anyhow, so it says 1 cup of celery. Let's see, will that be a cup? I don't know. I like celery, and if there's extra, we'll do it that way. Also, I save all my leftovers because you can make a broth. You can make all kinds of shit. I do trim. No recipe's perfect. So. Use your taste and intuition. Until it just tastes good. It's calling for 1 chopped onion. I don't know if I'm gonna do a whole one because I might want to save it because I'm making mashed potatoes with gravy. So, and I only have 1 onion. But of course, get the skin off. That'll be too tough. I don't save that. All right, so next up, it's telling me to put the onion, celery in there with melted butter. You choose. says half cup, but I just go by on a whim, basically. So I'm going to go real easy on the seasonings because I did do a pretty heavy overnight brine, and I enjoy salt. So here's some butter. Like we're just going to go about that much for right now because I want to use it for some other things. You can get crazy and use some beef tallow or that golden grease. I got some chili powder. I'm gonna add a little bit of that for spice because I like it. And then this is herbe de Provence, which is a mix of seasonings. A lot of times at Italian restaurants, when they bring you bread and olive oil, and these are the herbs that they put on top. This will add a little spice. I don't want to do chili flakes yet. So I'm just going to soften these, and then I'm going to go on to the bread part, which I don't have technically day-old bread, but I'll show you what I bought. The apples I'm going to wait just so when I stuff it, and then whatever else comes up. Let's do a little kosher salt. I don't want to do too much because I did brine that chicken pretty heavily. This, because I'm not in land, this is just dry bread. So, says day-old bread. I didn't have a chance to make my own. And they say 4 cups, so this will have to go by taste and moisture content. Stuffing shouldn't be too wet. And over here, it's chicken broth that's in the works too. Maybe a little black pepper. Let's see. Poquito. Actually, a little organic garlic powder too. Can't go wrong with that. And since I don't see, though I have it somewhere, black pepper, I use a little bit of white pepper, which is more spicy, so go easy. I do have some fresh parsley. Why not? Right in this parsley. Put a little bit of this in there. I'm gonna want to use more. I've got more, but chopping it kind of a mess anyhow. So. Anyway, happy Thanksgiving. I didn't find a lot of recipes, especially for, I can't eat a 20-pound turkey. This chicken's gonna take me days, which I'm okay with, but alright, I think those are about soft enough. So I'm gonna do about a cup of chicken broth, but I also don't want it to be too wet. Plus, the apple that I'm adding is also going to have moisture. Have my chicken broth, okay? Let's grab, looks like about 3/4, tiny bit more. All right, onto the bread. So, just to let you know, it's basically about consistency. So I got these, and I'll show you more. So here's what's happening, because I don't feel like pulling out the food processor. I do have more of these. I have crackers, I got oats, etc. But these are very, very dry. So I'm gonna crush them up in this guy. Okay. And also shout out to Jacques Papin, the chef. His channel is KQED on YouTube. Don't know why they call it that, but I really enjoy his French style of cooking. So we're gonna heat this up real quick. Broth is already in. Here's what I got. I'm just gonna go by texture. So we're just gonna put this in and give it a stir. See where it goes. These can be used with so many other purposes. We want it to be able to absorb the chicken juices, so let's start with that. We'll give it a stir. You can add more broth if you need to, but I definitely don't want it to be soggy. Plus, I decided to add apple, which I skinned, and that's gonna add moisture too. See, I can tell I probably have already too much. Too much to go into the chicken. But that's no problem, because I will make giblet gravy with it. Those dried bread pieces, I think I crushed up maybe 6 pieces. So a little bit left over. I'm gonna keep those for other fun things. Let's see. It's all about consistency, honestly. Chefs, at least on social media, they like to make it more complicated than it is, and it really isn't. All right, I think that's perfect. Okay, so what I'm doing, I've got a seasoned cast iron pan. Oven has been preheated to 375 or 190 Celsius. and pat this guy dry. Pat it dry. I'm also not sure if I have twine. Might. Inside out. Okay. Depending on the weight, it says for an hour and a half, but you gotta make sure everything's up to temp. So, plus my oven doesn't always, it's not accurate. That's why I have a temperature gun. So we're gonna stuff this guy with stuffing, and then we will season as well. I think that looks pretty good. All right, so next step. I'm not following all the directions because I just like to do what I do. That looks pretty good. I'm not gonna tie it off actually because I like it's crispy. I'm gonna take some extra virgin olive oil, rub a little bit on top, but this chicken's pretty fatty, so don't have to overdo it necessarily. And I seasoned the underside of the pan already. These guys I'm gonna keep out because they'll be good and crispy. All right, now I'm gonna season the flavors I like, okay? Kosher salt. You can't take away, but you can always add when you're cooking. Garlic powder. A little bit of dried rosemary. Don't think I need much, but why not? Some more herb de Provence, which also has rosemary in it, along with all the other spices such as lavender, and I'd have to tell you later. And then I enjoy paprika. We're gonna toss some of that on there. We'll rub it in a bit. A lot of people do butter. I just don't think this thing needs it. I think we are already going to be good. It's not going to dry out. I can tell you that. And now, onto the oven, and I'll tell you the results. It appears the bird is coming together. About 20 more minutes, maybe. I'll check the temp. All right, y'all. I think that's gonna work just fine. I made some gravy with the giblets, but I'm also gonna take this fond off after this cools down. Mashed potatoes, fresh from scratch. extra stuffing, of course. So tell me what you think.